We will see one more example to understand finders algorithm. Here, this is an example given to you. They have given a data set, and this data set is having 5 different records, and every record is characterized by 5 attributes. Okay, so these 5 attributes: citation, size, in library, price, edition. These are your input features, and buy is nothing but it is the target class what you want to predict. Okay, so given the data set, you are going to find out whether a person will buy a book or not using the finders algorithm. Okay, so this is a data set taken from a bookshop. They have identified whether a person coming to the bookshop will buy a book or not. Okay, so the output can be either yes or no. It is a Boolean valued data. So whenever the example is given, definitely the output column will also be given to you along with the input features. Now, what is our aim? We have to find the hypothesis. Now, first question is, how many distinct instances are possible for this instance space? To find out how many attributes are there. In attributes, you don't count the final attribute. This is the target you want to predict. Just leave it. Consider only the remaining attributes. We have citation, size, in library, price, and edition. Now consider citation. How many unique values are there in citation? I have some, many. Only 2 unique values are there. So write 2 for the first attribute. Then for the second attribute size, I have small, big, medium. 3 values are there. So write 3. Then for the third attribute in library, I have no and always. So 2 different values are there. So write 2. Then for the fourth attribute price, I have affordable and then expensive, whether I can buy the book or not. So only 2 possible values. So I am writing 2. Then for the last attribute editions, I have many editions available. 1 edition is available, few editions are available. So 3 different values are there. So write 3. So if you consider this, the number of distinct instances that are possible for this instance space will be 72. That means at the maximum, you will have 72 examples for this, which are unique. Okay, some can be repeated, but we are here talking only about the unique, that is distinct instances. It is 72. Now let us see what is the second question. How many syntactically distinct hypotheses can be found? As I already told you, to find this, you just consider the previous answer. For every attribute, you add 2 values. One value is for question mark, which is for all value accepted in that particular attribute, and the another is for null, indicating that no value is accepted. So you will have, instead of 2, you will have now 4, because you're going to add 2 unique values to this. So 2 will be changed to 4, 3 will be changed to 5, then this 2 will be 4, and so on. So if I multiply, I'll be getting 1600. It is not 5120, it is 1600. Syntactically distinct hypothesis can be expressed. In the previous example, we have expressed only 4 hypotheses, H1, H2, H3, H4. But if you find a solution for this, uniquely you can have syntactically distinct hypothesis can be 1600 hypotheses. And if I ask you how many semantically distinct hypotheses can be expressed, you will consider the original one. In that, you will add only 1 value to each attribute, because in semantically, we are not going to consider reject all condition. So null value will not be considered. So instead of 2, we will write 2 plus 1, that is 3. Instead of 3, we will write 3 plus 1, it is 4, and so on. Finally, we will add 1. This 1 is for the hypothesis for reject all condition. Okay, so totally you will have 433 semantically distinct hypotheses can be formed. Okay, so if you consider this, we have so many hypotheses that can be formed, but our algorithm is going to find a best hypothesis that is going to fit only the training examples which are given to us. Okay, out of 433 hypotheses, we are not going to find all the 433 hypotheses. When you see the answer, you will understand that we are finding some small number of hypotheses only. The reason is, whatever hypothesis you are going to find, that is going to fit all the training examples given to you. Okay, we have only 5 examples. The hypothesis I am going to find will fit all these 5 examples. Now let us see how to proceed with this algorithm. So first you are going to start with more specific hypothesis. For this, you find out how many unique features are there. So here I have totally 5 features. So you write hypothesis H0 with 5 null values. every null value for one feature. After that, you are going to consider the examples one by one. And for finders algorithm, you need to consider only the positive examples, leave the negative examples. So how to consider whether the example is positive or negative is just look at the last column, that is the target class. If it is yes, it is a positive example. If it is no, it is a negative example. Sometimes instead of yes and no, they can give you even Boolean values 0 and 1. Okay, 1 will be treated as yes and 0 will be treated as no. Now I am considering the first example. It is having no in the target class. That means it is a negative example. In case of negative example, I will not change the hypothesis. I will retain the same hypothesis. So H1 will be now all 5 null values. Now I am going to consider the second record. Here the target class is S. That means it is a positive example. So I am going to consider the hypothesis now. Now what I have to do, you see, you compare this hypothesis H1 with the value for your current record. Okay, the current record is having the value as many, big, no, expensive, and 1. You have to consider that. Here, for the first feature, it is having null, whereas here the first feature is many. Okay, null is more specific. Okay, that means that it is not accepting any value. But you are saying that I will accept the value many for the citation. So you have to change that to many instead of null. Similarly, in the second attribute, we have null, but here you have to change it to big. And for the remaining attributes also, here we have null. So you change them to no, expensive, and 1. So what we have done is we have converted the hypothesis from more specific to some general. Okay. Now, this hypothesis cannot classify all the training examples. So we have to consider the remaining examples also. Now let us see the next record. The next record is having the last column as no. That means it is a negative example. When it is negative example, don't change the hypothesis. Whatever is H2, you write it again. So H3 and H2 are same now. We are considering the fourth example. In the fourth example, the first attribute in the previous hypothesis H3 is many. This example is also having many for the first attribute. So I'll keep as such. In the second attribute, previously it was big. Now here it is medium. It means that whether the size of the book is big or medium, I'm going to buy the book. Previously, I told that only when the size is big, I am buying the book. But when I see the current example, even if the size is medium, we are buying the book. So we have to change this now. So instead of big, I'll be changing to question mark. Question mark means I can accept any value for this attribute. Whether it is big or small or medium, I'm going to buy it. Then if you consider the third parameter, it is no. In this also it is no. So keep it as such. The fourth parameter is expensive. Here the price is expensive. Both are same. Keep it as such. When you consider the fifth parameter, previously in the hypothesis, we are saying that it should be 1. But now, if you consider here, even when we have many additions, we are buying. That means there is a change in the value. So whenever you have new instances, new values for the instances, you have to change it to question mark because we are giving generalization. Whether you have one addition or many addition, you are going to buy the book. So change it to question mark. Then consider the next instance. Here it is having value as positive, that is S. That means it is a positive example. So you have to change the hypothesis now. So H4 is having value as many, question mark, no, expensive, and question mark. Now compare that with this record. The first value is many, which is same as this. So keep it as such. The second value is already question mark. So whatever is the value, you will accept it. So keep it question mark as such. The third value is no. In this record also you have no. So there is no change. Keep it as such. And fourth value is expensive. Previously, you told that when the price is expensive, I am buying. But now you are saying that when the price is affordable, I am buying. Okay. So now what you're going to do is you're going to change it. Instead of expensive, now you're going to replace with question mark because whether the price is expensive or affordable, you're going to buy the book. So change it to question mark. Then the last field is already question mark. When there is question mark, no, don't worry about it. Just write the question mark because question mark is generalization already. So now we have changed the hypothesis to H5. H5 is having the value like this. If you see, this is a final hypothesis. So the final maximally specific hypothesis is many, question mark, no, question mark, question mark. Many, then big, after that always, then expensive, then 1. What will be the answer for this? Yes or no? So if you see this, the first parameter is many. It should have many only, so it is correct. In the second parameter, I am giving big. Actually, according to the hypothesis, it can accept any value, so no problem, it is correct. In the third parameter, according to the hypothesis, I have no. That means in library should have no. I will buy a book only when it is not in my library. Okay, but here I am saying that always I am buying the book. That means it is a negative example. Okay, so you will find the answer for this as no when you run the algorithm. Okay, so what we have done here is, this is a training given to us. From the training, we are finding the hypothesis, and the hypothesis will predict for any new example whether the target class will be yes or no.